Great evening, family. How are you? Welcome to another edition of the Houston Roundball Review presents Let's Talk Houston Rockets. I am KG Kris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. Local name, global perspective. How are you doing, Derek Grant? How are you, my man? Let's get right into your comment. First, Derek, were you at the Rockets open practice today? If anybody tuning in was there, let me know how it went. Your thoughts on how it went. Any singing? Justin, how are you? Let's get right into the question. Derek hit me up real quick about 5 minutes ago before I tipped off the show, but it's all good. Let's get right into it. 11 2-game win streak. You know me, it's preseason. But they're playing well. That's the most important thing. Deep rotation in the lineup. Who do I see the Rockets need to keep? And who do I see the Rockets need to let go? Friday night, the Rockets beat the Raptors 116-100. And that's without, they scored 116 without Eric Gordon, without LP, without Jabari Smith. So, Derek, you missed open practice. Anybody tuning in, let me know how it went. If you were there at today's open practice, I wasn't. I was in the theater at the Ensemble Theater, taking time off for myself, trying to establish a work-life balance. Now the basketball is starting. I don't want to burn myself out. The older I get, trying to maintain a work-life balance, trying to do some things that I used to do before I took care of my mom. May she rest in peace. So one of those things was going to the ensemble and supporting the local arts. So, but yeah, if you were there today, let me know what you thought about it. Rockets practice. Who did what? Any singing, any dancing, any dance-offs, anything like that. But let's get into the question about who I think the Rockets will keep. Alan, Luna, how are you? Last night, Garrett Matthews played 14 minutes, was 0 for 3 from three-point range. He had the worst plus-minus of the Rockets, any Rockets who played last night. He was minus 14. Tari Eason came through once again, 24 points in 24 minutes, roughly. Not a single play drawn for him. I was there at the game while the Cougars football team made a miracle comeback in Memphis. Tony M., how are you doing? And I think you were right. You counted that as a blowout. You called that right, Tony. So, yeah, props to you. That was a blowout. Daishen Nix did not shoot the ball well, but John Lucas said after the game he still thought Daishen played well. 4 turnovers a little bit high for Daishen. Usman Gruber played 15 minutes. Josh Christopher, 4 for 8 in 19 minutes. But I really want to talk about Tari Eason since Jabari didn't play last night. I'm going to post it. Alan was there. You were there. You said it was nice. Oh, okay. Well, let's talk about that. Alan and Justin, we'll get to your comment in a second as well. What were you expecting and what was it that made it that something that you were not expecting? So, Mike Will, how are you doing? Knicks struggled shooting the ball. 1 for 10. He got good shots. He didn't make shots. He didn't finish well. So that's kind of a concern. I still don't believe Ty Washington will surpass him in the rotation this early in the regular season. I don't think that'll happen. I think that might be inevitable. Tari Eason is a bad man, Derek says. And let me put that up there, give him some more shine. Yes, he is. And once again, since I'm not right a lot, I'm going to shine and brag on myself when I am right. Months ago, I said the Rockets would do very well taking Tari Eason at the 17th pick. I love his style of play, love his hustle, love what he brings to a team, his impact on both ends of the floor. And folks are like, ooh, yeah. Okay. All right, Chris. So, yep. John Lucas said last night, a better Dennis Rodman. And it's funny. It's ironic, not funny. Ironic. Me and one of my buddies, colleague, Adam Spolane, different folks pronounce Spo's last name. We talked about it Monday against the Spurs, that Tyrese was another Dennis Rodman type. And the good Dennis Rodman, okay? Not the off the court Dennis Rodman, the Dennis Rodman that was so versatile on defense. He could defend all the positions and just shined and starred in his role. And I remember, I'm old enough to remember Dennis as a Detroit Piston when Dennis came off the bench and created havoc and defended like a maniac, like a madman, and made an impact on that end of the floor. Dennis ran the floor smoothly and those long legs run up and down the floor, finishing in transition with some slam dunks. But yeah, young Dennis, early Dennis was something else. And then he became the entertainer Dennis. Still got things done, but did it in a different way. So, wow, this is a good question from TJ K. Penny. Any thoughts if Tart might be better eventually than Barry? No. It's gonna be no. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be close, not just yet. I still think Tari's upside offensively is more than Jabari's upside offensively is higher than Tari's. But two more cornerstones. Justin likes Bruno better than Garuba. Yeah, gotta say so right now. Bruno's getting his chance with the minutes. He's doing well. 10 boards in just 23 minutes last night. Good job by him. So it's once again, I want to pull this up earlier in the week, and I want to get your thoughts on it. I'm going to go through 4 different slides. The last one of the 4 surprises me a lot. Okay, I'm going to say that. Thank you for the thumbs up on Facebook. But I'm going to go through these 4 slides. It's the annual NBA GM survey, but more the slant of the questions that I'm going to post in the slides is about the rookies in this class, best player in 5 years, things like that, and the most promising young core, and who has the potential for a breakout season this season. And I'm going to say, I was surprised that in the last 2 slides that the Rockets did not get more love, more appreciation. I'm kind of wondering what these GMs are looking at, or who filled out the surveys, honestly. But first up, the first slide is who the GMs believe will win the 2022-23 Rookie of the Year. I want to pull it up. I may minimize my shiny bald head for y'all. Let me know if that's big enough for y'all to see it. But right there, heavy favorite. Paolo Banchero, 79% of the GM vote. Keegan Murray, 17%. Jabari got 3% of the vote. I was kind of surprised it was such a huge variance there. But then the next one. Oh, Mike Will. Bruno was in the paint more in one game than Christian Wood all season. All right. But which rookie will be the best player in 5 years? 1, Paolo. 2, Chet. 31%, 28%. 3, tied for 3, Jaden Ivey and Jabari Smith at 14%. And then Keegan Murray, 5. So Keegan Murray goes from second pick to win Rookie of the Year this year to 5th in best rookie from this class in 5 years. Interesting. So what do I think about that slide right there? And then it gets, to me, in my opinion, more interesting in the next 3 slides. So I'm surprised Paolo got such a high percentage of the vote from the GMs. I think he'll get the ball more. So I think he'll score more for Orlando. So that might be the reason why. And y'all see Jalen Green got 47% of the vote last year to win Rookie of the Year. And, Evan Mobley came through. So it's kind of interesting to see on that. But KDC brings up a point. Jalen Suggs got injured last night. We'll see how long he's out. With him out, that might get more looks and touches for Paolo to score more. So that might be why they voted the way they voted like that. But the next slide is which rookie was the biggest steal at where he was selected in the draft. And Jonathan Fang from the Chronicle and other local guys discussed this week as well. But I want to put it up there for you in case you had not seen it. Look at who's tied for number one. Jalen Duren and Tari Eason both got 14% of the vote. A lot of different players received votes in this one, including in the also receiving votes, Junior. Kenneth Lofton Jr. got some shine. So how about that? So Jalen Duren at 13th pick, Tari Eason at 17th pick. GM said 14% agreed that each of them was the biggest steal and where he was selected in the NBA draft. Heck, Jaden Ivey got 7% of the vote, going fifth as a steal. Okay, that's interesting. All right, well, so interesting right there. That's what I'm saying. He was, how can he be a steal? He was picked fifth. So, and then Keegan Murray picked fourth. So I'm not sure how but you know, guys vote, people they vote differently, so whatever. But keep that in mind, okay? Rockets getting some appreciation here. But next slide. Which player is most likely to have a breakout season in 2022-2023? Look at that. Look at that. Evan Mobley, 21%. And then tied for second, Cade Cunningham and Anthony Edwards. Jalen Green is in the also receiving votes. I'm surprised at that. I figured he got enough votes to be ranked. Anthony Davis, Rudy Gobert, Tyrese Halliburton, Jonathan Kuminga, Tyrese Maxey, Ben Simmons, Anthony Simons, Franz Wagner. Huh? What? I'm like, Zion. Okay, now this isn't rookies. This is which player is most likely to have a breakout season in 2022-23. Marco, how are you? Ninja, how are you? Welcome. Easy MB, how are you doing as well? I won't say Jaden Ivey's overrated. I mean, played 2 preseason games. Come on, man. But seriously, welcome. I was just very surprised they included so many veterans in this for breakout season possibilities. So that threw me off. Okay. Now the last one threw me off even more. Okay. We see Jabari got some shine for Rookie of the Year possibility. We see Tari Eason got some shine as being a steal in the draft. The fourth one, which team has the most promising young core? Look at this. Look at this. Cleveland number 1, Grizzlies 2, Detroit 3, then also receiving votes the Pelicans, OKC, Orlando, no Rockets. Huh? What? I that threw me off. I was like, seriously. Young core? This is the GMs. This is the NBA GMs voting on this. The annual survey that comes out. You know, I think it's, 25, 30 questions that are posed to the GMs. And I was like, seriously, this is the annual GM survey. And most promising young core, and the Rockets don't even get enough mention to be in also receiving votes. What in the hell? So I wanted to put that up there to start conversation about it, because, you know, I'm media, so I'm objective, but I know what I see, but I wanted to get Rocket fans' take on this in case they're not seeing the results from earlier in the week. It came out on October 4th. And I was like, okay, that just makes no sense to me. But there we go. Rockets not considered as having one of the most promising young cores in the NBA. Fail. That's a fail. Seriously. Oh, come on, fail. But so I just wanted to put that up there because when I read it, I was like, okay, this is wrong. This has to be a mistake. But so that's different folks, Rocket fans, people from H-Town, especially folks from H-Town. You know what it is, the mantra. H-Town versus everybody. Well, you got some more. If you want to put it up there, bulletin board material, take that screenshot and post it and keep it up there. And for years to come, and then remind folks, but man, I was like, huh? I was like, okay. Justin, Yahoo mock draft. Okay, getting Scoot. That's got to be based on record, Justin, because Scoot's going to be the number 2 pick in the draft, and the Rockets are not. Rockets won't have the second worst record in the NBA. Okay, they might end up with the second pick, but they will not have the second worst record in the NBA. Which leads me into conversation I want to have with you guys and gals. We have some women on the show, which I would like to. If you don't be shy. Y'all know hoops too. Time warranted thoughts and share everybody. Share the show with your friends, Rocket fans. Like the videos. Tell your friends about the video. Subscribe to the channel. But let's get into this. I'm curious of what you think about this. Y'all know where I think about this. You going right to where I'm going with your "we need Wemby" comment. ESPN guys are just falling all over themselves about Victor Wembanyama's stellar showing this week in Vegas. Well, Nevada. Excuse me, Henderson, Nevada. Young man put on a show. No question. Put on a show. Folks now talking about him being a Hall of Famer. A surefire Hall of Famer. The best talent we've seen and blah, 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 blah. My question is to you Rocket fans. The Rockets will not have the worst record in the NBA, in my opinion. They will not have the second worst record in the NBA, in my opinion. They won't have the third worst record in the NBA. Okay, so we all know, the top 3 teams each have a 14% chance to win the NBA draft lottery. All that aside, Rockets have 5th, 6th worst record. Somebody put up the Rockets in the play-in. Okay, whatever. If the Rockets win the lottery, okay, and I'm saying, let's say they pick up 30 wins. Go with even big starters, 37 wins. But they win the lottery. Do you want the Rockets to draft Victor Wembanyama with the number 1 pick? That's what I want to know. Ninja Other, thank you very much. Bruno's solid. Bruno's just giving me shine. I'm happy to see him play well. Doing the role I thought he could have done last year toward the end of the season. Okay. Everybody's saying yes. I'm going to flip it around now. Do you want the Rockets to tank? Tank and end up with one of the 3 worst records in the NBA to have a 14% chance at Victor? So I'm flipping the script. Tank to be worse than the Spurs, be up there, with Indiana, Utah possibly tanking. And to me, with the young talent that the Rockets have on this team, they would have to tank. Okay, they'd have to be some serious strained lineups for extended minutes for the Rockets to lose. Ninja, other riff, give me your reason about why it depends on the season. I'm talking about they're going to be so much. The Spurs might be tanking now. I mean, they could start tanking right now. I mean, we've seen it already these last few days. the talk about NBA teams, their NBA teams, front offices who were just, oh my gosh, we got to do whatever it takes to get Victor. Whatever it takes to get Victor. That's tanking. Okay, there are going to be funny lineups. Teams with talent will have to tank. The Spurs don't have enough talent. Okay, they don't have enough talent to tank. That is bad. Yugi says, yes, he wants Rockets to tank. But Yugi, or UG, it's still a chance. It's still a risk that the Rockets, 3 different teams, will have a 14% chance to win lottery. This is not like the years ago when the worst record in the NBA guaranteed you the first pick in the draft. Those days are gone. So that's what I'm saying. It's not a guarantee that the Rockets, even if they tanked, that they'd still win lottery. So I'm just, Tony M, the Rockets tanked way back when in the Ralph Sampson Akeem days. Way back when. That's when they had funny lineups, stuff like that. Plus, not enough talent. So way back when. Okay, Yugi says he'll take that chance. He'll take the chance. He wants the Rockets to lose. Ooh, I don't know. We listened to Jalen Green last night. Jalen likes the winning ways. The Rockets are learning winning habits this preseason. So, see, I'm like Marco here. You know, either you're lucky or you're not. So, James, how are you? Thank you for chiming in. And I see I'm Dark Side. Thank you for chiming in as well. A lot of folks chiming in. Thank you. Appreciate it. And real quick, we're probably going to do this again after the game on Monday against the Heat. Do another Rocket show. Try to mix in a few more shows after Rocket road games. But yeah, where to go? It's a loser mentality. Y'all agree with that? I think it is. With the Rockets' young talent, I don't want them to develop losing habits. And they'd have to lose a lot to be as bad as the Spurs and as bad as Utah, OKC, Indiana. See, you know, and I'm like with David. They got to win. Winning culture is important. Establishing that. Because I go with my first scenario. And everybody agreed yes, because I think it's a no-brainer. If the Rockets win 30 games, 35, 37, whatever, they have, a 5% chance at Victor, but they won the lottery. They're drafting Victor, period. And you put Victor on a Rocket team that won 30, 35 games this year, man, oh boy, that's the fun start. The butt kicking will begin next year. You know what I'm saying? But to lose it really would be tanking, because this team has too much young talent to lose 60 games this year, 60, 65 games, hell, maybe even 70. Oh, man, okay. He's adamant. He's sticking with it. Wemby's going to win at least 5 championships. You got to take that chance. Ooh, I disagree. I disagree. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. WK, man, I'm with you guys, man. I don't. And y'all know, the regular viewers, contributors to the Let's Talk Houston Rockets shows, I love and prefer tall, skilled players. And Victor Wembanyama is a tall, skilled young man, no doubt. As great as he is, he can't win it by himself. Okay? He can't win it by himself. You know, as great as Jordan was, he didn't win every year. As great as Kobe was, he didn't win every year. As great as LeBron is, he has not won every year. Dark Side says got to tank because of this logic right here. Wow, I am kind of surprised that there are folks who want the Rockets this year to tank. I really am. I thought it'd be unanimous. hmm. Okay. How long? This is a question right here that needs to be asked. How long do I expect Victor to be healthy? Big guys like that usually don't have long careers. How about that? Yuji, how about that? I mean, look at it. Yao, Ralph, Sean Bradley. You go back, Sam Bowie, taller guys. Heck, look at Chet right now. Not a freak. It's not, it's a freak injury, but still, is not considered that Victor's frame, and according to, I think, Jonathan Gavoni from ESPN, Victor has not yet lifted any weights. He's trying to fill out his body naturally as he gets older and then start lifting weights. Greg Oden, thank you, Mike. Greg Oden right there. Thank you. Another big man who never panned out. Oh, I don't know. And the Rockets, easy NBA. Toward the end of last season, Rockets started playing the youngsters more and with some funny lineups, So they tried to lose. Okay. They tried to lose. And Victor has had an ankle issue, a knee issue already. Now, like I said, I'm on the side of the logic of Rockets win as many games as they do, as many games they can this year. And if they happen to win lottery, that's the best of both worlds. Okay. And then you win lottery after a 30 win season and get Victor. Okay. I'm fine with that. But to ask this team to not win and lose games to only get a 14% chance with two other teams who have 14% chances, that's still a risk. I don't know about that, man. Okay, Harvey Flood says, all right, it's about the future. Rockets aren't winning anything in the next 6 years. In 6 years, the Rockets with Victor in 6 years won't be a champion in 6 years with Victor. If they tank, wow, okay, this is. All right, well, that's what I enjoy about this. Okay, well, Yuji, but what I'm saying is, this is my one of my replies to you is a lot of teams are going to want to tank. A lot of teams with less talent than the Rockets are going to try to lose. What is the catchphrase to get Wemby this year? What is it? I know, something catchy, rhyming, whatever. OKC, Orlando, dealing with injuries right now. Spurs don't have enough talent. Utah's going to unload their vets. That's 3 teams right there. Okay. How it's going to be hard for the Rockets to be worse than the Spurs, Jazz, OKC, and the Pacers. You got to take that into account too. There are teams with less talent that are going to make it their mission to lose, to tank. So I'm just like the Rockets, hey, you win, and then if you win lottery, you drive Victor. But there's going to be enough teams worse than the Rockets, just damn by default, that tanking. And okay, usually let me go with this. So you think Pop doesn't have enough talent to get the Rockets to get the Spurs to win this year. But for Dark Side, and that's my point right there, Dark Side. You answered my question. Worst record never wins anyway. So then what is the point of tanking? And what do you guys, how many wins do you think will guarantee the Rockets one of the 3 worst records in the NBA this season? So I'm serious. What do you think it will take for the Rockets to finish in there with the Spurs, OKC, Orlando, Utah, Pacers, Detroit? I don't think Detroit would be that bad. They got same thing with Detroit. They got too much young talent. They're not going to take, 24 wins to be one of the worst 3 records in the NBA this year. I think 24 is way too high. I think 20 is the high end. 20, I think 20 might. I think there are going to be some teams like in the 15 range. 15, 16, 17. I think 20 is going to be too much. So, James, 32 wins to be one of the worst 3? Oh, no. Disagree. I mean, we're hearing it right now. Because in the 2023 draft, there's a lot of talent projected to be in that draft. Now, okay. Yes, Victor is a generational talent. Okay. Yeah, I know. I agree with that. But man, Scoot's good. The Twins are good. I mean, there's enough talent in there in the 23 draft. I would not tank. Tanking, like I said, we're talking less than 20 wins to get one of the 3 worst records in the NBA this season. Less than 20. The Rockets had less talent last year and won 20. They got more talent this year. I disagree. I think the Spurs will be lucky to get to 17 because at some point I think Pop's gonna be like, "What are we doing? Why are we trying to win? We're trying to get Victor." So I mean, hey, man. And another thing, Justin brings up a good point right here. Although I'll kind of answer it this way: if Tillman says, "Steven, let's tank because we need Victor," I think he'd be okay. So if Tillman went ahead and hopped on, we need Victor train, then okay. Just, the boss man says, yeah. But Tillman already said he expects them to win more games this year. So, man, I don't know about that, man. So, yeah. Rockets got more talent than last year's team. That team won 20. Year before won 17. These Spurs are worse than those teams, man. Mm-hmm. And hey, there is only one Wemby. Yeah, agreed. But look, I think it's ironic how everything has changed, how the narrative in the NBA has changed. Small ball, small ball, small ball. Everything small ball. We love small ball. Small ball, small ball, small ball. But boy, you get a 7'3" skilled, talented 18-year-old, and everybody's, we gotta have Wemby now. Hold up. What the hell happened to small ball? What happened to small ball? Y'all, for years, we're all about small ball. Small ball is the greatest thing ever. Victor comes along. We gotta get Victor. Huh? What? Why, citizen, thank you for chiming in. What? Okay. It's just funny how it all changes. Swaggy D agrees with. Swaggy D, I'm surprised. You want the Rockets to tank? Man. Man. Wow. Oh, Caldo, man. Because the biggest playing a small, like he is small ball. KG. Dirk Nowitzki shot threes. Kevin Garnett had outside game. It's more of an emphasis on the 3-point shooting. That's what's changed. Hell, Larry Bird, 6'10" shot, didn't shoot a lot of threes. Didn't mean he couldn't make them. Just a three-point shot is more emphasized now. That's what this is. That's what this is. I talked to older colleagues than me, and you know I'm old, who said Victor, skill set, height, skill set reminds them of Lou Alcindor / Kareem back in Kareem's high school days, Power Memorial. Okay, this ain't new. It's just more of an emphasis on a three-point shot. Okay, Ralph Sampson, 40 years ago, 7'4", had handles. That's 40 years ago. Three-point shot wasn't in then. It is now. That's what this is. Folks act like skilled big men didn't exist until Victor. Dream could have made threes if it was emphasized. He would have worked on that. Don't get this twisted, folks. Okay, Kevin Garnett would have made threes if it was emphasized, if three-point line was the end thing like it was then, like it is now. Y'all don't get this twisted, man. Okay? It's the three-point, that's what this is. The three-point shot. There were tall big men shooting threes 30 years ago. But the teams were not taking 30, 40, 50 threes a game like they are now. That's what this is. And Victor still went down low and scored in the post. So he did inside and outside and mid-range. But, you know, and some of these draft guys are showing your youth. Like y'all never saw older 7-footers before. Okay. Okay, that's what y'all are doing. And if I sound like an old man get on my lawn, well, sometimes I have to. Because the youngsters, y'all just don't, either you don't know, you don't want to know. Yeah. It takes skill to make threes. Yeah, it sure does. Which is why I've said I would prefer tall, skilled big men over short, skilled men. Sandoval, how are you doing? Great to see you. So yeah, why citizens, you know, and Tim Duncan, if it were emphasized, if the three-point shot were emphasized back in Timmy's day, he would have made them. That's the evolution of the game, is a three-point shot and the number of threes to shoot. The three-point line been around 40 years. You know, come on. That's the deal. So that's what I'm saying right there. Goya, how are you doing? WK, how are you doing? So, I mean, you know, that's why we see more and more younger players, younger big men shooting threes, especially international players, because it's emphasized. Gone away from banging down low. That's why it's rare to see big dudes like Joel Embiid in the post on the block, which makes me cringe. But you see Joel launching threes now. Giannis, and see, folks seem to forget, Giannis 7 feet tall too. He's not a great three-point shooter, but he jacks up a few, and he makes a few. So, you know, all this, I mean, we got folks talking about Victor going to be a Hall of Famer. Has not played 1 second in an NBA game yet, and folks got him ready to go to Hall of Fame. Boy, okay. And I saw him play in the U17 FIBA tournament and dominate Chet Jr. and those guys. So I saw him then. I know he got talent and skill. I know that. But slow down, folks. Slow down. All right. A huge part of being a Hall of Famer is health and staying healthy. I'm not wishing anything bad happen to Victor, because talent like that, I want to see shine. But I do have concerns about the injuries that he's had already. I got concerns. But I'm still not, I would not pick him number one. I'm not saying that. But if I'm right, I'm not going to tank for him. I'm not doing that. So, you know, so I just, okay. And, you know, a lot of folks like Wise Citizens are saying, and we've seen it, dudes that tall do not have long careers. And Victor could be part of with the technology and physical therapy and treatment. He's taking care of his body, all those things. He might be part of the next generation or the first generation of tall men, tall, skilled men to have long careers. We'll see. But there is a risk. So Hall of Fame. Hell, when I saw LeBron his junior year in high school, I didn't believe he was going to be a Hall of Famer. I knew he was a hell of a player as a junior in high school. But damn, Hall of Fame? Let the man get to the NBA first. You know, Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is one-dimensional. Defense. Does it great. He's very good at it defensively. Victor, I think somebody said it on previous shows here, was Rudy Gobert with offense. He could be like that. That's a hell of a combination. But if I'm the Rockets, I am not tanking for Victor Wembanyama when there's no guarantee that the Rockets will get the number one pick in the 2023 NBA draft. That's my point. Back to it. This is a fun conversation. That's what I really wanted to get into, was talking about Victor. But I want to get back to it and my slides and the lack of respect, I think, that the Rockets are getting from NBA general managers in the annual survey. So if you missed it, there's 4 slides, but I want to pull up the last slide and going backwards pretty much. Which team had, folks are going to nitpick about Victor right now, but hey, so we'll see. Sam Bowie got hurt, and was never the same. Broke his leg and was never the same. But Sam Bowie in college. And one thing about Michael Jordan, because of the Dean Smith, the system that Coach Smith played, you never saw all of that Mike, unless you saw Mike in practice, which very few folks saw. But, Michael Jordan did what he did in Coach Smith's system. And then out of that system, he lit it up and became a Hall of Famer and a champion. But one more time, which team has the most promising young core? And keep in mind, this is the NBA general managers annual survey. But look at this. Okay, just look at this. Can y'all see that? I need to make it bigger. Cavs 1. I'm okay with that. The percentage is kind of high. Memphis 2. I'm really okay with that. Detroit, 10% is kind of high. But the Rockets are not even in there. The also receiving votes. Pelicans, OKC. Is that because of Chet? Orlando. No Rockets. Huh? Which team has the most promising young core, according to the NBA GMs? And the Rockets are not part of this group? Huh? I mean, come on, man. What? So there, I saw that and I was like, okay, I disagree. I'll just put it like that. I disagree. We shall see. But yeah, issue with that one. No, Derek, that's the NBA GMs. That's not, national media, but that's the NBA GMs. So, and Ralph Sampson, before Ralph got hurt and fell on his back and was never the same after that, Ralph was otherworldly, 7'4", and could do damn near everything. Okay. Injuries. And his injury was a fluke injury. Going off a rebound, I think got undercut and crashed to the court and laid on the court for a long time. It was a scary, scary injury in Boston, the Garden. Scary injury. So, yeah. But to say the Rockets don't have one of the most promising young cores in the NBA, yet you have Tari Eason as one of the steals, one of the top 2 players that's a steal in the 2022 draft and have Jabari Smith as third, listed as a who could win the Rookie of the Year, and Jalen Green considered in all-star receiving votes to have a breakout season, well, that's three of the guys part of the young core. I mean, what in the world, man? So that too, Mike, yeah. It's just, so let me put it up here. So this is the same survey, and they have Tarisin tied with Jalen Duren as the biggest rookie with the biggest steal, who's the biggest steal at where he was selected in the draft. Okay, that is part of the young core. So, but yeah, so that shook my head on that one. And then, of course, the first one, the huge favorite of Paolo to win Rookie of the Year. Jabari just got 3% of the vote. That's like one person voted for Jabari out of the 30. One. So, okay, so I mean, there's 30 GMs. Jabari got one vote. Paolo got like, what, 26? Something like that. I mean, something like that, 25. So, but whatever. Awards, I'm not big on awards, but the conversation part of it, I just found that kind of interesting to me. So, and we're going to see how tall Victor is, because I think after Thursday's game, he said he was 7'3". He said he's 7'3". A lot of the media folks say he's 7'4". He probably is still growing. So, Harvey Flood, thank you very much. Great names here as well. There's some talented big men in college. Big men. This tall man, this different skill set, but they're tall and more all-around game. So big men are coming back. It might just have a different skill set than what I'm used to seeing. So, it just, Marco, as we're winding it down here the last few minutes. Oh, thank you, Ninja. Thank you for putting the question up again. I'm sorry to get it to it minutes ago. Alp, I'm looking forward to seeing Alp against bigger centers this year, because I want to see him more defensively against those guys, because his post-up game, face-up, mid-range that he's developing, and he's working on it on a three-point shot. It's nowhere near now as good as it will be in future years. But hey, if the Rockets win lottery and get Victor, Alp won't be here. So, Red Lobo, thank you very much for your taking time to be on the show. What is this? Let me go these questions here. Starting right here with Justin's question. So yeah, there's a logic. Paolo going to get Rookie of the Year. Orlando's going to tank. Well, they got young talent, but they're starting to get injured now, so they might balance out. They may start losing just because of injuries as well. So Rookie of the Year is different than other awards. It's going to go to stats, and then on those rare occasions that the rookie helps lead his team to a lot of wins and surprising win total. That's not going to be Orlando. So that would be a big surprise if they win a lot. Rockets, young core, Red Lobo, like it. Rockets have a bright future. So, yep, and I think they have one of the most promising young cores in the NBA. The hell with what the NBA GM say. Ask this question: if the Rockets decide KPJ is not the Rockets' point guard of the future, do I see the Rockets aggressively try to pursue Scoot Henderson? Well, I think the Rockets are probably deciding that Scoot is their point guard of the future. I think they're close to deciding that they're going to go with Scoot as the PG of the future. And Scoot as a KPJ, so not Scoot Henderson. um, so trade packages, that would be interesting, what they would try to do. So, I mean, it'd probably be KPJ and whatever pick they get in the lottery and see if they could entice whoever has the second pick in the draft. And probably not. But we'll see. I saw someone say that Gary Bird is getting cut. Would not shock me. It's kudos to KJ Martin taking advantage of his minutes. 13-5 and 3 last night, 27 minutes. So he's taking advantage of some injuries to other teammates. The Rockets are giving him the opportunity. I think it's good to see him getting the minutes. I hope it's not for trade value because, they've changed his role. They're not trying to play him, in bigger positions. Terry Agent, how are you? Great to see you. Arsenio, thank you for that's a new name, Patriot. Thank you for these. I like seeing these new folks joining in the show. Awesome. So kudos to the folks who are told the new members of the family about the show. Appreciate that. And Jabari could play some small forward. Agreed. Ty's looking good. So Jason Nix did not shoot the ball well, 1 for 10 Friday night. So struggled to finish. But I like KJ to be the starting small forward. I don't want it to be Eric Gordon. I'll say that. I think it's going to be Eric Gordon. As long as Eric Gordon's healthy and as long as he's a Rocket. Unless EG says he does not mind coming off the bench, I think the Rockets will start Eric Gordon. KJ at the 3 is better for KJ. Playing against bigger dudes, it's not good for his long-term NBA career. So the change in position is good for him. So it's just it's interesting how Rafael and the coaches have, I'm going to say, reassessed the talent and the positions for some of the players. Because, and it's good. I'm not calling them mistakes, but it's good to learn what positions players are better at and more comfortable at and can excel at compared to other positions. They've learned Bruno's value. They've learned KJ is better at the 3. So they're learning. So that's good to see. Will KJ be here long term? Weeks ago, hell, last week, I thought he was gone. I thought it was just a matter of time. But he's got 2 minutes this week. We'll see what he gets on Monday. He's playing well. He's taking advantage of the opportunity. So, this is a good question here. Do I think the Rockets will continue to be patient with Daishen Nix? To me, it makes more sense to move Eric Gordon to a backup guard spot. Take Daishen out of the rotation and have KJ Martin up front with Tari, Jayshawn Tate, Jabari, Alpine, and Bruno. And then your backcourt guards is EG and Josh Christopher off the bench. That makes more sense to me. I don't believe Daishen Nix is ready to get consistent minutes off the bench as your lead guard off the bench. He's not ready. Not saying he's not good enough. He is just not ready. And I think it makes more sense to put EG as a backup guard. And you get taller up front. That's what I would do. We'll see at some point if they do that. Because I believe long-term, Ty will be better running the offense than Daishen. The organization still believes in Daishen's potential. He's just not ready, in my opinion, to be that lead guard off the bench. That's me. So Rafael Stone has done a great job improving the talent on the Rockets and improving the depth on the Rockets. So it's good to see. I mean, hell, Derek Favors got some minutes last night. I think Derek Favors could be around until February, and that'd be it. Ninja of the Rift, I think Ty is just a better point guard than Daishen. That's just me. So, but all those things said, does Derek look in shape? He could be in better shape. I mean, Luke called out Jalen Green last night, saying Jalen's conditioning has to improve. Part of that is because Luke has very high expectations for Jalen. But so, that's be kind of interesting to see who the Rockets are going to keep on the 15. Will Teo Maladon be a part of that? Ninja, do you want Teo over Garrison Matthews? So how about, and Tony M, I see your comment about James being the last GM. Well, I mean, James, Daryl Morey, almost one and the same, really. So, Derek Favors, he's a good dude. He's really. Oh, okay, they over Derek Favors. Interesting. Derek Favors is kind of just. He's more along the old school big man, stuck in a different era for him, the wrong era for him. So the more run and shine that Bruno's getting, limits Derek's minutes here. But Derek's a vet, and he's played well and been in the NBA longer. Bruno's played well in the regular season a handful of times. Because what he's doing right now is still just 2 preseason games. Derek Favors has played well when it's counted. I think Bruno can get there. He simply hasn't done it yet. JB Johnson, I agree with you. Rockets have too much talent, in my opinion. Rockets have too much talent to tank, and there are too many other teams who are going to really, really, really tank this year. So, and if you missed it, you're just tuning in. Once again, thank you as always for taking time to share your thoughts and comments about the Rockets. Gerardo Gonzalez. Gerardo, thank you very much for your comments, being on the show. I think Ty is going to be in the G League, Justin, to get more minutes, consistent minutes, to get more of a chance to lead a team, to get 30 minutes a game to lead a team. But we're going to do another Let's Talk Rockets after the Rockets game Monday against the Heat. Try to do a few more shows after road games this season. Home games is out of the question because too much work involved, too late for you guys and for me to do that. But road games, the games, may not be every road game because I'll be covering some other college Houston area teams in town during the season. But definitely try to do aiming for at least 20 of the road games, at least, for some shows about Let's Talk Houston Rockets after Rocket games. So, well, Adam Silver can publicly say tank is a no-no. And he'll say that. But fans can look at the lineups that teams will put out and just look at these teams. Oh, Brandon, how are you, man? Welcome. Thank you very much. Brandon, 33 wins, Rockets. Thomas, how are you doing? But teams are going to put out some bizarre lineups and say, and then they'll say, we want to get a look at our younger players to see what they can, if they are in our long-term plans. That's how they're going to phrase it. But some of those teams are going to start doing that in 2 weeks. Okay. So, but again, the 3 worst records each have a 14% chance at winning the lottery. The Rockets, I do not believe the Rockets are going to have one of the 3 worst records in the NBA. So in that case, win as many games as they can. And then if they win lottery, so be it. Get the best of both worlds. Get to 30 wins, 35 wins, Brandon's 33 wins, win lottery, draft Victor. And then watch season ticket sales zoom. When is the draft lotteries in May? If the Rockets win lottery, not tank, but win lottery, the Rockets should begin taking season ticket requests that night. That night, if they happen to win the lottery. So I'm going to say more about the Jordan Poole, Draymond stuff Sunday on our Folks Talking Sports show, because this is more Rocket focused on here on Let's Talk Houston Rockets. But Draymond, yeah, just tune in tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel with me and Andy Yanez and Willie Gibson, James Mueller, maybe some other folks as well. We'll talk about that. But it's always a blast and my pleasure to talk with you guys, Rocket fans, on Let's Talk Houston Rockets. Hit that like button. Hit the like button on all the videos on this channel, including the Let's Rage Cougs shows, the Texan shows, the AdMax Corner shows, my interviews, every video on the channel. Do all that. Hit the like button. Tell your friends about it. Let's boost those subscriber numbers up. Trying to get to 7,000. I'm about 65, 70 right now. I'm trying to get to 7,000. So just tell your friends about it. Subscribe to the channel. Have a lot of fun this season. A lot more in store with the Cougs, the Rockets, bright future. So yeah, Brandon, I started today's show at 9 instead of 9:30. So I got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow, so I want to get some sleep. So just tune in Monday. I think the Rockets game against the Heat is 6:30 Central Time. So that game, our Let's Talk Houston Rockets show might start around 9:30 on Monday. So just stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel. I did not post today's link for this show on the community tab, but I'll do that for Monday's show. So thank you as always for your time, your comments, your conversation. I enjoy it. I appreciate it. Alaluna, Devrick, Brandon, KDC, Tony M, UG, Gerardo, who else? Goyo, WK, Justin, Red Lobo, JB Johnson, Ninja of the Rift, Patriot. Everybody who took time out to comment on the show, I appreciate it. Thank you as always. We'll see you Monday. Until Monday, peace.